I think the biggest thing with Win It Right is just the idea that we, yes, we want baseball and softball to be something that we're teaching and the foundations of just the skill and the sport in general. But when you hear the phrase win it right, it's so much more than just the athlete, what they're going to produce at the end of the day on the field, but really just winning it right in life. And there's so many layers to that. But I think just the foundational aspect of being able to teach kids the quote unquote right way to play and what that looks like. And that could be from culture, it could be leadership. There's just, again, there's so many layers to that, but really that was the starter of Win It Right.
So when you say the right way, what's an example? So you said the right way and you said culture. So combine those together. What's the right way that's something culture related?
Yeah, I think like in youth sports in general right now, it's really hard to understand what it is to win it right or the right way to play because there's so many versions of that depending on how you're being brought up. And so to me, I think culture comes down to the fact that you're going to play something in a different way, different than the norm. And to me right now, the right way to play would be making sure at the end of the day, like, I mean, even down to how we wear uniforms, how we structure our dugouts, how we run and sprint on and off the field, and just giving it back to the game, giving the game the integrity it deserves. And those would be just kind of little examples here and there of what that
Yeah,
might look like.
yeah, that's great. Chris, win it right. What's it mean to you?
Yeah, I think I go back to just like the maybe the genesis of it of, when I got involved with Extreme, 10, 11 years ago. I think the focus was on culture of athletes and developing that, family feel and developing athletes, developing them through their, youth ages into high school, off into college, things like that. And I think that, early on there was maybe even a little bit of a thought of like, Extreme doesn't necessarily care about winning or something like that. And I think that that was a little bit of a reality check for us of like, no, we do care about winning. And we maybe just don't lead with that. We don't lead with the trophies that our teams get or the scholarships that our players are earning. We weren't leading with that, and maybe we should a little more. But when we do lead with that, or when we do talk about that, we want to make sure that we're talking about it in the right light. So it's not just about that. It's not just about the trophies that we're winning or the big tournaments we're going to or the scholarships that they're earning. That stuff is important, but it's done in the right way.
We were fortunate enough to be at an event recently where we had four alumni families who shared with our coaches about their experiences in Extreme, back in the day, and what they took from it, what they still remember, what was important to them when they made the decision to be in Extreme, and then when they graduated, what did they still notice about what they learned in Extreme still in their son or daughter, in adulthood. And uh, never during that time, to your point, Chris, did they talk about exactly what tournaments they won or what trophies they got or what the record was for the year. They spoke on the experiences and the relationships and the values and the traits and the qualities that were learned, passed on, the mentorship, the camaraderie, and yeah, I think maybe towards the end of between 2015 and 2020, there was a lot of emphasis on winning and using the words, we win or we're going to win or how many. I remember seeing something of how many dollars of scholarships an organization gave away, or an organization's players received, whatever that was, and it's just, I think when Win It Right came out, it was making sure that athletes and coaches and families go a layer deeper and understand what's really going to resonate. And in our 25 years of experience, we have families that are telling us what resonates and what they remember.